New on Curiosity Stream. She was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on The Spy Who Stole the Atom Bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. First, we have confirmation that in Rocky IV, Rocky fought Ivan Drago on Christmas Day.
Oh.
So that is now my new favorite Christmas movie.
I'm with you.
I watch that movie every time. It's stupid. It's cheesy. If it is on, I watch it.
I also watch Bruce Willis's character from Die Hard try to fight Rocky. I don't care how old they are.
I'd watch that. I'd watch that. Aren't they in the Expendables together? Is Bruce Willis in that or no?
I never saw it.
Today, we toast the American Broadcasting Corporation, which we all know as ABC. Back in 1987, ABC broadcast the Muppets Christmas Special. And if you don't know or remember the Muppets Christmas Special, it's a feel-good Christmas story. It involves all the Muppets. They show up at Fozzie Bears' mother's house where they build a singing snowman. They discover the Fraggle Rocks, right? So that's their big introduction. And as you would expect, there are countless Christmas carols. It's exactly what you think it is. And that's why we can't wrap our heads around why the executives at ABC decided to tease that particular night's upcoming episode, I believe, Nightline. During the closing credits. So what we're going to do, we're just going to play you, this is the actual broadcast audio. These are the closing credits of the Muppets Christmas Special. And then you'll hear they throw a little tease for Nightline a little later.
Coming up next.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas all!
I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson. Later on Nightline, it's a controversy about life and death. Do you keep a doomed baby alive so its organs can be used to save the lives of others?
Jesus!
Maybe it's just me.
Merry Christmas!
Yeah. It's the Muppets Christmas Special. Why would you bring that up? The credits are still rolling. The Muppets are still on the screen, like waving to everybody, saying goodnight to the kids. And that's what they dropped on. ABC. That's right. Wow. So we're going to toast them for that because I've been laughing about that all day. We pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola bichola!
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Hey, Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can with my sexy voice. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Ken. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hey, guys.
Hola. All right, Ken, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes.
All right, then you know you have one of three stories to choose from. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have bite me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
Ooh, let's go interior decorating.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Eddie Murphy. All right, we go to Jacksonville, North Carolina, where a man wanted for first-degree murder in the Atlanta area, he was arrested. Deputies in the county there say the man hid something in his butt. Trooper Scott Merritt spotted Michael Ward driving more than 90 miles an hour on the highway. He and another trooper from Duplin County worked together to stop him. Well, Ward rolled up his windows and locked his car when troopers approached. Both he and a woman in the vehicle, claiming to be his wife, they refused to roll the windows down. Troopers were able to get the door open, and they had to tase Ward, who was then taken to the hospital after complaints of heart problems and being unable to walk. Ward was examined at the hospital and released back to the Trooper Merritt's custody, who took Ward to be booked in the jail. Ward was strip searched before being booked and underwent the standard squat and cough procedure. Well, the squat and cough produced nothing, so he was put in a cell. Well, the next day, detention officers found contraband in Ward's cell. Jailers eventually discovered that Ward had stored this particular item in what we will call his fart box. So he did the squat and cough. Nothing came out. He managed to hold it. He got it out in the middle of the night. That's when they found it. The question is, what was he hiding in his rectum? Was it drugs, a cell phone, a gun, or a switchblade? So drugs, phone, gun, or switchblade, one of these four things was hidden in his rectum. And by the way, I know I sound like Marge Simpson. Thank you.
Holy smokes! I was just in Jackson, North Carolina.
Really?
In the beginning of right in the beginning of the pandemic.
Why?
And
yeah, I mean that's really
well. We started some work out of Camp Lejeune, but that's not important right now. What's important is what was up that guy's butt.
Right.
That is
Thank
correct.
you. And what's up Steve's right now?
Nothing. It's all on the
That
way
makes
up.
more sense. Jackson's near
Right.
Okay, yeah.
near the fort.
Yeah, man. I was thinking gun, but man, I gotta go cell phone. I gotta go cell phone and the old prison wallet.
I like switchblade on this one.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Have you hit that button? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you clinched up real quick, there's a chance to chop.
Run backwards and stab someone.
Right. I like switchblade,
what do
though,
you-
just because it's switchblade.
What do you got, Ted?
I mean, you know me. When there's something up there, I always want it to be a gun. But,
no.
Jesus, I'm going to go with
Murder
drugs.
weapon.
Drugs.
Drugs.
Okay. All right, we got to get out of the studio, Ken, because it's been blown up again. What do you think? Drug, cell phone,
Cell
gun, or
phone.
switchblade?
Gotta be a cell phone.
Cell phone, final answer?
Yeah.
We're going to find out what he had up there next. Was it drugs, a cell phone, gun, or a switchblade?
That was a tease.
New on Curiosity Stream.
Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean you can't.
Watch Earth's greatest minds forge our path to a better tomorrow. It's engineering the future. And Jaws, Star Wars, The Godfather, E.T. The biggest movies have even bigger music. From King Kong to The Dark Knight. See how musicians scored Hollywood's greatest hits on great film composers' music of the movies. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Back to the conversation. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category interior decorating. On profile this, we got a guy who's wanted for murder, and they pulled him over as he was driving down the road with his girlfriend. They arrested him, took him into the jail there, and as he was being booked in, they found nothing on him at all, or in him at all.
They even did the squat and cough.
He didn't spit it out, but the next day they found something in his cell, and I guess he admitted that he had brought it in through the accident. So, question is, what did he bring into jail? Drugs, a cell phone, a gun, or a switchblade?
And Ken, that is the very question that we posed to you. And you went with cell phone. You didn't like any of the options, but you went cell phone. All of them made you a little uncomfortable. Oh, I'm afraid not a cell phone. Not a cell phone in his rectum. Miles, you went switchblade. Oh, I'm sorry. Not a switchblade. Ted, You went drugs.
Correct.
Oh, no, we all whiffed. He, in fact, had a gun stuffed into his backside.
One time I don't take gun in the butt.
I could not believe
the only time
you
did
not
take
take
it.
I know, but usually I go, I would love the idea that it's a gun.
And it was. Mm-hmm. I tried to
But
get
what about
one.
the story?
Do we know the caliber?
Man, I kept looking for that. They set it at a 6-inch barrel.
It's a double shooter.
Ooh, 6-inch barrel.
That's a decent sized gun, bro.
Is that a pearl handle hanging out of your...
It was my granddad.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with 10.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Armageddon.
The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Your choices today, Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers.
The Jimmies.
Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel.
Conan.
Conan O'Brien.
Trevor Noah.
Damn it.
Stephen Colbert.
Oh, man. Come on, dude.
He's just covering his bases because he left you hanging yesterday.
James Corbin.
James Corden. Yeah, I'm like, did I forget anybody? All right, I'm just messing with you now.
No, wait, who was the late night guy? Byron Allen.
Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
That's right, all these guys have a talented team of writers that come up with their monologues each and every night, except for Byron Allen. It's up to you to determine, is this an actual late-night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
People are fired up about the new COVID vaccine, and New Jersey started giving out its first doses. People were separated in two groups, blood A and blood type O.
Fallon all the way.
The Ted Smith.
I wish, but that's Jimmy Fallon.
Well, guys, everyone's excited about the new COVID vaccine in New Jersey. Started giving out its first doses. Yeah, people in Jersey were separated into two groups, blood type A and blood type O.
That's a damn fine joke.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Some entertainment news. Seth MacFarlane is set to helm a reboot of Revenge of the Nerds. So just like the movie, I guess nerds are cool now.
The Ted Smith.
Conan O'Brien.
Ted Smith!
Nice.
That movie, you ever rewatch Revenge of the Nerds?
I read something recently and I thought, maybe I shouldn't watch that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, fine. I guess it's okay for nerds to do that.
Yeah.
Every year, Forbes puts out a list of 100 celebrities that made the most money. And for this year, 2020, was Kylie Jenner. She took home $590 million this year.
Wow.
You know how she did it? She knits sweaters and sells them on Etsy.
Kimmel.
Seth Meyers.
Kimmel.
Every year, Forbes puts out a list of the 100 celebrities who made the most money, and for this year, 2020, is Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner took home $590 million this year. You know how she did it? She knits sweaters and she sells them on Etsy.
According to a new study, the so-called scratch cat fever illness comes from an animal bite or scratches, can cause psychiatric systems. Oh, Jesus. I cannot spell.
Do you even know what you were trying to spell?
Yep, figured it out.
Okay.
Yep, I cannot spell. I'm going to start that again. According to a new study, the so-called scratch cat fever illness is a cause from animals' bites or scratches and can cause psychiatric symptoms. Though it's just as likely that a psychiatric system are what led you to get a cat in the first place.
Seth Meyers.
Fallon.
That's Seth Meyers.
According to a new study, the so-called cat scratch fever illness that is caused by animal bites or scratches can cause psychiatric symptoms, though it's just as likely the psychiatric symptoms are what led you to get a cat in the first place.
See, I had systems written, so it didn't say, hey, you spelt that wrong.
Right.
And then as I was reading out loud, it just sounded weird. I gave up.
Then when you did scratch cat fever, I was like, I've heard of cat scratch fever.
Oh, yeah, I know. That one's actually how it's called. The other day in France, police recovered $6 million worth of wine that was stolen by a gang. In France, stealing wine is a serious crime, and now the thieves will be put in the cellar to age for 10 to 15 years.
Ted Smith.
Fallon.
Yeah, it should be Fallon.
The other day in France, police recovered $6 million worth of wine that was stolen by a gang. In France, stealing wine is a serious crime. The thieves will now be put in a cellar where they'll age 10 to 15 years.
We were talking about Christmas movies earlier. Mm-hmm. Do you guys like A Christmas Story?
Ralphie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was decent, sure.
Like that one and Christmas Vacation are the only two I will watch every year.
All right.
Like I'll probably watch Christmas Vacation this weekend. Christmas Story, of course, is on for 24 hours on TV, so it's great.
You almost can't not see it.
Yeah. I mean, you'd think somebody that's never seen it must be a complete whack job and just never puts on the TV, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Weirdos. That's what I call somebody that's never seen Christmas Story.
Mike, have you never seen Christmas Story?
Admittedly, no, I have not seen Christmas Story.
Jesus, come on, man.
So anyhow, Peter Billingsley, is it? Yeah. Peter Billingsley, apparently on the set, he got sick and had to lay down for 40 minutes, and they had to stop shooting because the kid was really sick. He was 12 years old. What do you think made him sick?
He ate too much of something.
All right.
Food poisoning.
Well, no. But think about the movie. Think about the scenes. There's that famous scene where he's in a dream state, right?
All right.
And he's got the Red Ryder BB gun, and he's shooting, who is it? Old Black Bart. So in the scene, because he's supposed to be a cowboy, he's chewing tobacco. Well,
Did he honestly chew tobacco?
The guy on the prop set gave him, what did he give him? Give him Red Man.
That's big stuff, man. That's Red Man. That's a big old nugget in your jaw.
Yeah. He said, instead of faking it, the guy gets him that. So the guy, he says, here, just jam it in there. Don't swallow, just spit. Which, anytime you've seen anybody, and don't try it, you don't need to. It's a disgusting habit. I used to dip. But anytime somebody tries any chewing tobacco, that's what, like, the old baseball player, always says, or older. Just, hey, man, just don't swallow it. I would say 50 to 60% of people that try tobacco are going to swallow it. You're going to get violently sick.
You are.
Yeah.
Like, worse than, like, I don't know.
Nicotine at that level is absolutely horrible.
It's brutal. Even if you're in your 20s and you drink and have had the spins before, like, trust me, you swallow this spit, you're going to feel awful.
It's 3 times as worse than the worst hangover you've ever had.
Yeah. I mean, it's brutal. I remember watching my cousin puke outside of a 7-Eleven.
Yeah, see, 7-Eleven.
Copenhagen was my introductory to that.
Worm dirt.
Yep.
Anyhow, so that's pretty weird.
Jesus.
But, yeah. He says about 15 minutes in, the world starts tilting. I was sweating. My stomach hurts. I started throwing it up. So we shut down. He had to sleep on the couch in the living room of the set for about 40 minutes. They ended up just squishing a bunch of raisins together and stuck them in his mouth instead. Again, he was 12.
Right. Like, come on, man. He doesn't know. He does now.
Yeah, you know what, though? Back in those days, we could smoke. We just had to go across the street. And people who dipped, they just couldn't dip in class. And people that have dip rings in their pocket.
12. You could smoke cigarettes in grade school?
We could smoke in high school. They dipped in middle school or junior high school.
So I'm saying he's 12.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Well, I was in West Virginia, so like smokeless tobacco wasn't even looked at as tobacco. For some reason. Right. Like smoking might have been looked down on, but not chewing tobacco.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it way too often, man. People puking all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting.
But always kind of funny.
Yeah.
Told you, man, my buddy, he's got a new girlfriend. One of the hottest women I've ever seen in my life. She dips all the time.
That's why I like her.
Ohio.
I wouldn't kick her out.
Yeah, man, if you saw her, you'd be like, so what?
Yeah, I don't care. I've dated smokers before.
So what?
So it bothered me.
So have I, yeah.
Let's see, Jackass 4. They were filming. They obviously had to stop in March, which sounds like a good thing. I guess just two days into production. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to speak. I apologize to everybody listening. Just 2 days into production, a stunt landed both Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O in the hospital. Bam Margera explained they were jumping onto a full-speed treadmill, which is ridiculous, and you're going to get hurt. How high do they go? 8?
Too fast for me. I mean, I've had it up to 8 before, but I think it goes to maybe 10.
All right.
Or higher, depending on the
right. Is it a nice one? Like,
right.
I know the incline can go high, but yeah, I'm with you. I don't know that I've ever seen it over 8.
It says most treadmills from home use have a top speed of 10 to 12 miles an hour. Commercial machines tend to reach higher top speeds of 12 to 14.
All right.
Right. So you're not.
You know them. They got the 14 one.
So they're jumping on a full speed treadmill with the band equipment, including a tuba.
Right.
I mean, I haven't seen the pictures, but they could have got really messed up.
They did. They ended up in the hospital.
Why do they end up in the hospital?
Yeah, I mean, when you reach that level, it's like, yeah, that went too far.
Yeah, but
oh no,
man.
Oh no.
I guess when I think of hospital visits, like when I split my head open, that to me was getting really hurt.
Right.
Now the giant hematoma, sure, I was in the emergency room, but that to me that's just like, all right, you're in the emergency room.
Oh man,
surprise.
Happy Chinooka.
I'm throwing that eggnog away when we get out of here tonight. This will not happen tomorrow.
I'll bring some. It's all good.
I don't understand. You couldn't have drank that much of it. There
You
wasn't
saw
that
what
much
I
left.
drank. It was like half of one cup. That was half of one cup.
Get what you want. The rest is going down the drain.
I'm good. Mike bought it.
How could you drink that after knowing what it does?
That's the joy,
It doesn't
man.
Like,
do
here.
it to me.
If I bring you raw chicken in, it'd be like, sure.
Look how happy that man is. That's what
But raw chicken's going to make us all sick. Eggnog, I drank.
That'll make me happy.
I drank 4 eggnog drinks over the weekend. That didn't happen to me.
Okay, but I guarantee you that chicken's going to put you down.
Right. HBO's ditching Chappelle's show at Dave's request. Obviously, we've seen this. He wasn't getting money from it being on there, so he's like he told all his fans, boycott it. And if you're an actual fan of Dave Chappelle and he says, don't watch Chappelle's show, you're probably not going to watch it.
No.
So,
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
For him to be able to do that. Because Comedy Central or ABC or whoever owns that still trying to pimp that stuff out.
Of course.
To get their money out of Chappelle. So no matter what he tries to renegotiate with the writers on the show, Neil Brennan, all those guys, they own it. They can do what they want with it. And he's like, all right, well, fine. I'm going to go individually to each one of these services and say, don't run that. And they say, why? He said, because I'm Dave Chappelle, and if you ever want me to do anything on your network, forget it, unless you pull this crap.
Right, Comedy Central, they're always going to run on Comedy Central because they aired it.
Yes.
And I could fathom that. But when Netflix and HBO Max, it's like they had nothing to do with it.
They're profiting off
and they
of
just bought it. Right. So he was like, stop watching it. Also, I don't know. You should have watched it by now.
That too.
Yeah, when you consider that half the people who are on there are dead.
Yeah, no kidding.
Some of the most famous episodes, you think about the Prince episode. You think about who's telling those stories, Charlie Murphy.
Right.
You think about Rick James.
Rick James.
All these guys.
Rick James. I don't think Prince was ever actually on him.
He wasn't, but he was portrayed.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I knew Charlie Murphy died.
Mm-hmm.
What did Charlie Murphy die from?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
One of our favorite interviews.
Oh, yeah.
He was warm and fuzzy.
Mm-hmm. Jesus, that was a hell of a call. He was not friendly.
No. Do you want people to go to your comedy show tonight?
He died of leukemia.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry.
It doesn't make him nice.
No.
That's a true
story. It means a mean man died of leukemia.
Yeah. Trust me.
Not having a good day that day.
There is people I am related to who I've said that about before. I don't want to talk ill of the dead, but he was not a friendly person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm talking about them when they were alive.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. So there's a new list out of the 20 best TV shows of 2020. A lot of them are going to be Rolling Stone put out the list. Yeah. I just want to see how many of you guys have watched.
Okay. All right.
So they got 20 of them. Grand Army is number 20.
Haven't even heard of it.
No.
The Plot Against America on HBO. I know a lot of people like that.
Didn't watch it, but I'm familiar with it.
All right. We've talked about BoJack Horseman from Netflix. That made the list. And then Dave on FXX.
I never watched that. It's one season in, maybe?
That's only one season.
Okay.
That show is hilarious.
It is good.
Right.
Even the promos look good on that.
Right. And the rapper whose name is Little Dicky, it's the story about him. But it's like Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Okay.
I didn't realize this Gator, who's in the show, is his actual hype man.
Oh.
He does shows with him and everything. But there is just some, especially, it's a funny enough show, but if you like rap, it is super funny.
Okay.
And you'll get a lot of stuff in there. Yeah, a lot of these shows you probably haven't heard of. What We Do in the Shadows on FX.
What do you do in the shadows?
I mean,
I know what you're doing.
Yeah. I'll be the smoking or stroking. The top 5 is more like shows you have probably seen. Let's see. The Good Lord Bird on Showtime.
No.
Normal People on Hulu. Lovecraft Country on HBO.
Heard of it, haven't watched it.
I think that's the thing about the people that were in a cult or whatever. I could be way off. Mike, Better Call Saul. And then the one that I've got to start watching because everybody tells me it's hilarious is Brockmire. The radio, he's a baseball radio guy who basically has a mental breakdown and then has to go through the minor leagues to get back to the major leagues.
Is that a Hank Azaria?
It is Hank Azaria.
Okay, yeah.
Thanks for the assist on that one.
You got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
New on Curiosity Stream, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Virginia man has a lucky feeling and buys 160 lottery tickets, then wins on every single one. Meanwhile, a woman who is sexually attracted to, quote, objects finds a briefcase, and now her search is done.
Yeah.
In Turkey, a goat, a sheep, and 3 lambs have been terrorizing the streets. Florida man who tried to break into a home through a window is now lying under a sheet. And 2 California men think it'd be a good idea to shoot rubber bullets at each other. Now 1 California man. It is time for your headline.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my call.
Top story, we go to Virginia, where a man says that he had a feeling about the numbers 7, 3, 1, and 4.
Well, who doesn't?
After seeing them on an address in the background of a TV show. First off, it's news enough that somebody says, you know what, I like those numbers on that address way back there. He had such a strong feeling that he went out and bought 160 lottery tickets, using those exact numbers every time.
That's putting it on the line right there.
The feeling didn't betray him, as those were the exact numbers in order that were the winning draw that gave him the $5,000 grand prize for all 160 tickets each, making his grand total $800,000.
Good
Nice.
God, man. He got a feeling, Mike.
He did, but who buys 160 identical tickets?
Winners, Mike.
Nobody.
Winners.
Right? I mean, if I go down, do the lottery right now, here's my numbers, and I'm going to spend, what is it, $2 a ticket, $3
Somewhere
a ticket
around there, yeah.
for 160 tickets using the same numbers. I'm a moron.
You are, but he's a moron who won.
True.
Yeah. Like, if you walked up to you and said, this is my plan, I would have talked him out of it.
And
then I'd feel awful when I go, oh my God.
If I'm the head of the lottery, though, I'm investigating this.
Absolutely. 100%.
No doubt.
160 tickets? Now, granted, they had a grand prize of $5,000.
But if you knew you were going to win, you'd buy 500.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I don't think that yeah.
And the number was 160, right? 160?
He bought 160 tickets. Yes, 160.
He won $800,000.
Right, but I'm saying, what were the numbers he used?
Numbers were 7, 3, 4, and 1.
I'm completely confused now. I thought maybe he had bet, the pick 3, 160.
No.
And then bought 160.
Nope.
He said, my numbers are 7, 3, 1, 4 in that order for all these 160 tickets.
Yeah, wow, I'm with Miles. Throw him in jail. It's obviously something up there.
That was the first thing I thought.
It just seems fishy.
It does. Why 160? Because he ran out at the bank, that's why. In other news, over in Russia, a woman is celebrating being married to the love of her life, but it's not to whom you'd expect. The story goes that she found her husband in a hardware store and decided to take him home for a photo shoot.
Okay.
After that encounter, they dated for quite a while. They began their relationship, and a few months later, they decided to tie the knot. The reason that it's making headlines is because she actually bought her husband at that hardware store on that day because he's a briefcase.
You can marry a briefcase.
What? Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Here's the problem. They did not discuss anything.
Right.
No. Yeah, the briefcase didn't even get,
we agreed to get married. Like, no, we did not.
Right. That's a legal marriage?
I guess in Russia.
Well, the marriage will be brief.
Hey,
it absolutely will.
if they get divorced, does she have to stuff the briefcase full of money?
Well, she has a case.
No, she gets half of its money that's inside.
You think she handcuffed herself to it?
Oh, kinky. I would hate to be the parents of that person.
It goes that she believes that everything has a soul, that there's a soul inherent in every object, and that's what she sees when she sees this briefcase.
I would just
the soul that is inside of it.
I would assume it's my fault somehow.
Yeah,
exactly. What have we done?
What do we do to our kids that they are so goddamn stupid? Not even crazy, just stupid.
And who gives this woman to this briefcase?
Right. Like, listen, man, I love you. You're my daughter. You're wearing a goddamn briefcase. I'm not going to be a part of this.
Well,
I want you to be happy.
Grandkids go out the window.
No, there'll be little duffel bags. I'm getting married. Congratulations. Who is it? Samson. Oh, is he not? No, Sam the company, the briefcase.
After we get married, he's going to give me the lock code. Open up his true feelings.
Do you think she's ever had sex? Honestly, I mean, like, if you marry a briefcase, like, you're not going to have sex, man, because it's a briefcase.
It says that she tried her luck with men, but always found that she was more attracted to objects.
How would you feel if you're the last guy she dated?
Maybe you're just not attracted to men.
Right.
We can all understand that.
Right,
oh,
sure.
Dude, remember Dana, that chick that I dated? Yeah, she's married now to a briefcase.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't add up.
Oh, man almighty. A video is going viral on Twitter coming out of Turkey. Apparently in a small town, there's a goat, a sheep, and 3 lambs going about the town terrorizing people in the streets.
They are.
I have seen that.
They're a gang.
That is their town now.
A goat, maybe. The lamb's like, you're out of here. I'm going to eat your ass.
They're coming after you.
Have you seen them?
Oh.
Mike. Nice joke.
Boom.
Coming after you, right?
Hey, you got it.
The lambs are bigger than you think of.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the goats, I mean, he's big.
It's a goat. I know goats, they'll take you on.
But Miles will test. You watch them, and you can see people kind of go, all right, get out of here.
You can't just walk out of the way. They're coming after you.
Yeah.
Like, you can't casually just walk by them. They will see you, and then they come
They're bringing the fight.
They are.
Wow.
Hell hath no fury like a sheep who's shorn.
It's a bad situation.
Yeah.
Oh, mercy. Down in Florida, an apparent burglary attempt has gone horribly wrong. Authorities were called about a man attempting to break into a home. What they found when they arrived on the scene is that the burglar seemingly attempted to enter the home through the window, which then came shut on his neck. By the time they'd gotten to the scene, the burglar had already passed.
It's the old wooden guillotine.
Family and friends of the alleged burglar said that there's more to the story that meets the eye, saying that he's not the type of person that would burglarize a home.
Then why was he burglarizing a home?
Right.
Are they suggesting, like, the other guy put him in the windowsill and broke his neck?
That's right. They will never suspect this. We're just going to close his neck in the window. And that is it for headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Head Chef joins us tomorrow. Ted's Meat and Potatoes brings us a delicious hot pizza to enjoy. Also, the last big dummy of the year. We'll see you then.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. In the meantime, we be all up out this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.